special one, guys. We're looking at the Kizer Grazioso. I've been putting off putting this in my pocket because I was afraid it's like the TR Madam. It's going to be a while before I can get around to other things. So, before we go any further, you guys know what time it is. Turn down the volume because here comes a little bit of music. Background behind me is Tasty Travel. There's nothing, they don't explain anything. It's just these guys going around and they film people making street food, and I mean, there's some pretty awesome stuff that gets made. This is like Korean egg toast stuff that they're making right now. There's all kinds of stuff they show. So at any rate, this is the Kizer Grazioso. We're going to get into this. We're going to look at some first impressions. I really like the look and feel of this knife. So sweet. We will see how it carries out some day-to-day tasks. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not into recurves, it's probably not a knife for you. Man, this is so sci-fi looking. So at any rate, guys, not to pontificate any further, let's go ahead and take a look at it from above. Guys, this is the Kizer Grazioso. This came in from Jared. This knife is a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to having this in my pocket. So this thing is heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It's beefy because there's a lot of copper on this. Copper backspacer, copper. Actually, I think it might be, I don't remember which is this. I think this is copper. This one's copper. Copper backspacer, copper bolsters, all blacked out hardware. Nice, 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 clean looks. And then you get to the showpiece of it, which is this beautiful blade. Deep thumb ramp here where you can get on it. It's really comfortable in hand. Nice swept recurve blade up to a very, very sharp tip. Super nice. I've had this in the pocket for a good chunk of the morning this morning. Action on it is really good. Flipper tab just all but disappears once the knife is open. The jimping on it is just about right. The action on it is really good. It is a thin knife profile this way. It's not very broad. It's a narrow knife, not thin, narrow, not tall. Tall would be if you were standing it on end. So this is length, this is breadth, this is thickness. How wide it is, how broad it is. Just to get that out of the way, that I don't use the same terminology as a lot of people. I'm sorry, I think they're wrong. That's a tall knife. No, that's a wide knife. So yeah, like I was saying, all blacked out hardware makes it look really clean. Sorry, didn't mean to go out on a tirade about people using nomenclature that I think is wrong. Only issue I see with it is I'm not a fan of, I think it's a little bit thick here right at the plunge. Even though it does have a choil, I do believe you're going to get into it a little bit when you sharpen. I think whoever may have touched this up a little bit, or whoever did the initial sharpening, may have gotten into that plunge a little bit. If you're careful, it should be okay. Not too bad. Kizer's been knocking out of the park. This is in N690. That's a steel I have some experience with. Not a bad steel. It's not like a super, super good steel, but it's also an adequate steel. Edge on this, out of box, feels insane, and it's so thin behind the edge. Even this is, like I said, not a broad blade. It's rather narrow. They didn't go too crazy on the blade stock thickness, and the grind terminates down nice and thin. I'm really, over the last few years, I've really changed the direction I go with that. I like the thicker blades because I thought they gave me a little bit more, I don't know, like stability of the blade, and I was afraid they would crack. But the fact is that this is not going to crack. I mean, it's plenty thick and it is sharp. Clean lines. Now this is designed by, Manganus. Manganus. I'm gonna have to make sure I pronounce that correctly. And this is the Grazioso. This knife's gonna be a lot of fun to carry. It is kind of large though. I'm looking at it here on the mat. It's just about 8 1/4 on the mat. It's not a little knife, but it is nice and thin. nice and narrow. So it's not taking up a lot of space in the pocket, and it's another one of those ones that the pocket clip is not uncomfortable, and so it's kind of a deep carry. It's not uncomfortable, so the pocket clip's not bothering me. So I think that's going to be one that I can carry with something else all the way forward. It does not have a reversible pocket clip, but it is really attractive with that big copper backspacer and copper bolster. So there we go, guys. I was going to say one more thing. The jimping on this it's kind of soft, but it's just enough that, like, if you put your thumb there, it feels good. It gives you a good tactile feel. It might not necessarily be real aggressive jimping, but it gives you a good tactile feel on it, and you get your thumb up in there. I like this a lot. I've been putting off putting this in my pocket because I was afraid, like, this was the one I was afraid was going to be the one that would push stuff out of my pocket, and I wouldn't want to stop carrying it. Turns out that was the TRM Atom, which currently is still in my pocket. So, all right, guys, let's flip this around, do some final thoughts. So guys, like I said, nothing crazy right now, just the first impressions. I really like the look and feel of this knife. It's got a good heft to it. A lot of that comes from those copper bolsters that are on this and the copper backspacer. So yeah, I'm digging it. It's not as light as some of the other knives that have come in, but just for sheer eye appeal, yeah, it's pretty nice. It's got some striking lines and look to it. So, except first impressions, nothing big going on. If you guys like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why. I can't fix content. If you don't, tell me what's wrong with it. I think I mentioned it in the intro, but I'm gonna mention it again. There is a GoFundMe for Jeff over at Tough Knives. If you've noticed the pictures and stuff that were put up, his shop was flooded ceiling to floor. I mean, it was completely ruined. I started a GoFundMe for him. It seems to be doing pretty well in the last couple days, but I want to keep that going. He really needs a lot of support because there's a lot of damage. So if you can support it, please do so. Follow the link that's in the description below. If you want to support my channel, there's multiple ways you can do it. There's affiliate links down below for all the stuff that I use for tools and things like that. There's affiliate links for knives that I recommend. You can use the affiliate links to purchase anything. I still get credit for it. If you want to support the channel directly financially, I do have a membership tab down below. Baseline and premium tier members get entered into exclusive giveaways. Premium tier members get exclusive content. I have one I'm going to put up today. It's all B-roll stuff because I screw up a lot of this while I'm doing it. And if you can't support the channel that way, simply sharing the videos is every bit as good. I also have a merch store, an Ember Shirt Co. link down below with a coupon code, CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, all one word, CrazySharp. My merchandise is there, but if you don't necessarily like my merchandise and like some of the other stuff, if you use my link down below to get in, I still get credit for it. You can purchase anything on the store, and my coupon code works at any one of the stores. So, guys, like I said, support the channels you love. Go give Tough Thumbs some support, and I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.